The mayor of an Alabama town, Birmingham, has announced, hey, he's going to pardon those that have a marijuana conviction. Let's put up his picture, full throttle. The mayor of Birmingham announced on 4/20 that he will be pardoning minor marijuana possession conviction. Last year, the mayor, Woodfin, pardoned about 15,000 people who had a criminal conviction for possession of the drug from 1990 through 2020. On Wednesday, the mayor announced on Twitter that he would pardon anyone in the city who had been convicted of misdemeanor marijuana possession charges that occurred from April 20, 2021 until December 31, 2021. So let me explain why this is very important, especially for Alabama. In Alabama, marijuana, even if it's less than an ounce, is still completely 100% against the law. But Alabama has what's called concurrent jurisdiction over misdemeanors. So municipalities have concurrent jurisdiction over misdemeanor offenses. And because it is a misdemeanor offense to have these marijuana charges, if the city police, if they catch you, it is a city issue. Because of the Constitution of Alabama, all mayors reserve the right of pardon for all city offenses. This is criminal justice reform without the bureaucracy of state legislature or going through a bureaucratical process. He has the power to pardon all city crimes. And he did so as it relates to marijuana convictions. Good for this mayor for thinking outside of the box and doing something in order to make sure that the bias that exists as it relates to drug convictions and arrest, obviously, would not destroy the lives of others. Here's another note, and this is one less discussed. In 2016 was my first year as a professor. 3 weeks into my first semester, there was this young guy, and I took him under my wing because he reminded me so much of myself at his age. He had a rough upbringing. He made it through a lot of obstacles, but he was in college. 3 weeks into the first semester, he gets a letter from financial aid. Financial aid has denied him, said he could not qualify. He emailed this to me, said, "Doc, I don't know why I would be disqualified. I have no felony convictions. I don't have any credit, so that can't be the issue. And it's not credit based anyway." So I said I will look into it, and I did. I called the financial aid director. There was a particular code connected to the email. Financial aid director got back to me and said, "Doc, here's the reason. You see, your student had a minor marijuana conviction when he was 17. And because Georgia treats 17-year-olds as adults, he can never get financial aid." I said, "Okay, but how do we appeal this? What's the duration? How long will this last?" She said, "It is forever." I said, "That can't be right. A minor marijuana possession, a conviction from 17, when he was 17 years old, but now have a life sentence on that young man. When mayors pardon, it takes that away immediately and allows them to get financial aid. When mayors or city governments decide to decriminalize marijuana, it takes away the potential of that life sentence against a young person that may get caught up in this ridiculous war against cannabis." All right, there's more in the Twitter video announcement. The 40-year-old mayor could be seen adorned in a bright yellow shirt and the words "Legalize Alabama" with a small cannabis leaf. The next episode by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg playing in the background. A nice nod to the marijuana aficionado as "Smoke Weed Every Day" literally closes out on the song, all right? 18 states have legalized marijuana, 39 others have made some form of medical marijuana legal, but still not legal in Alabama. While there has been much legislation to legalize and decriminalize marijuana, and even attempts to at equitable advancement for Latino and Black people in the cannabis industry, it is still obviously disproportionate and against Black and brown folks for possession. There has not been a rush for pardons or early releases for past convictions nationally. Well, you gotta start somewhere, all right? You gotta start somewhere. Big ups to this mayor for starting here. What are your thoughts, sister?
Yeah, no, I also want to applaud this mayor for actually standing up and supporting his community. I wish that more elected officials were as bold and as progressive as him. He's doing really amazing work. And I hope that Joe Biden takes a page out of this mayor's book as we get closer to the 2022 midterms. Again, Joe Biden promised that he would legalize it. The fact that this burden has to fall on people like this mayor, and again, he's doing great work, but that shouldn't be his job. This should be something that we tackle on a federal level with a stroke of Joe Biden's pen. And so again, we need more bold elected officials like him, and I applaud him and thank him for his work.
Yeah, and here's the thing, he made it so simple. It's literally a 1-page document. You pick it up at City Hall, you fill it out. And the other side of what this has done, because police officers in Birmingham realize that you can get a pardon on a marijuana conviction immediately, you can get a pardon for it, they are now less likely to arrest you for marijuana without the law ever changing. Okay, we got some workarounds that we have to implement. It takes smart leadership to do that. Big ups to the Birmingham mayor.